Hi, I'm Peter Jones, Chartered Surveyor, author and property investor.
One of the great things about being in property today is that there's so many different ways that we can raise our finance. And if you find yourself in a situation where perhaps you find yourself a fantastic refurb opportunity, but you can't get standard buy-to-let lending because it needs perhaps a bit too much work to do, one way around that is to think about bridging. Now this is quite an advanced strategy because you need to know exactly what you're doing. And I say that because bridging can be very expensive. For example, I'm just lining up a purchase now, which I hope will complete over the next couple of weeks. I'm using bridging to finance it. Why am I using bridging? Well, because it's a low value property, it needs quite a lot of work doing to it, and I don't think there's very many buy-to-let lenders who would be very interested in funding me. And so bridging is the obvious way to get around this. By the way, could I do it with my own cash? Well, if I've got my own cash, of course I could. One of the reasons I might not want to use my own cash is because I want to keep my cash free to do other deals with. And it helps preserve my cash flow in that sense. So I'm going to use bridging. Bridging can be expensive. In this particular instance, there's fees to pay, which come to about £2,000 on what's effectively a £50,000 loan. Plus, I'll be paying 1.5% per month. Yes, 1.5% per month. Contrast that with 2.25% per year for a typical buy-to-let loan. But it's worth it for me because I know, because I can buy this property cheap, that I can do a refurb, I can add a lot of value to it, and in 6 months' time, and here's the key, I'm planning to go to a conventional buy-to-let lender who will lend me the money to be able to switch out the bridging loan. So I'm not going to be stuck in this bridging loan forever, which is a good thing, because typically bridging will be for a short term. Some bridges will go to 3 months, some will go to 6 months, some to 12 months, some will let it run on, but you're paying high fees for that. The problem is that if you've, say, got a 6-month bridge and you go past the 6 months, many bridges are going to charge you penalty fees, and it can become very, very expensive. Paying 1.5% per month now, I might go on to 2.5% or more. I don't want to do that. So I've got a very, very clear plan, and I'm working with my broker to make sure that when the time comes, I can go off the bridging and I can go onto a conventional buy-to-let loan. But in the short term, it allows me access to a deal which many buy-to-let lenders wouldn't touch.
Well, I hope you found that informative and inspirational. And if you want help in property, please do come over to my website, www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk. Loads of great resources there, including my blog. There's loads of free videos, loads of great articles. There's free reports to download, including Learning with Peter, where you'll be able to access resources like my video courses, like my ebooks, including my home study course, the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, which I've literally sold thousands of copies of, which takes you through how I started in property, literally with none of my own money, but how I was able to build a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. I'll show you everything that I did right so that you can do the same, and I'll show you everything that I did wrong. I'll tell you about all of my mistakes so that you can avoid them, so that you can progress in property far more quickly than me. Until next time, here's to successful property investing.